Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Trans-Siberian Orchestra!
Not where I want to be. I kind of want no more fire in my cakes, but thank you.
In the cold winter's light, a child stands alone and she's waiting. And the light that's out there, it just hangs in the air as if it was just hesitating. And the snow, it comes down and it muffles the sound of dreams on their way to tomorrow. And when they appear, this night will hold them near. For where they will lead, she will follow. For here in this city of lights, this evening awakens the dreams that it might. The winter it conjures the spells it will weave. The snow gently covers the ground. Christmas Eve. In this scene on this night, there's an ancient hotel where shadows they do tend to wander, and the ghosts that live here hold each moment so dear. For time's not a thing one should squander, and they recount their sand as it runs through their hand, and examine each moment for meaning. It can be wished upon till the moment it's gone, like day disappears into evening. For here in this city of lights, this evening awakens the dreams that in night. Winter encounters, the moment is seized. The snow gently covers the ground. Christmas Eve.
In this room, where shadows live, and ghosts that failed, learn time forgives. Welcome, friends. Please stay a while. Our story starts with one small child who spends this night in a palace dark where dreams are stored like sleeping hearts. Now, if you wonder why this child is here, with all asleep and Christmas near, it seems she long ago left home for reasons that are now unknown. And time, it erased her tracks until she felt that she could not go back. But this night will take her in. And so it's here our story does begin. We're also inside this night, hidden deep and out of sight, is one who came to be, it seems, the caretaker of forgotten dreams.
Dear Mom and Dad, I don't know how to ask this. I'm sorry for it. I would like to please come home. If you could please send me some
And as he watched this child arrive into this world where dreams survive, and in her eyes, he saw the cost of every dream that she had lost. And he believes if you can change one night, it's possible to change a life. And so now, with nights long gone dim, he awakes the magic still within. And at midnight, on this Christmas Eve, a Christmas spell, he starts to weave. of strange illusions and cinematic dreams, a child and her protector watch the tale about what Christmas means.
when it all began, back in Bethlehem, in the promised land. A single star appeared in the sky, and the three kings of song, and they each danced a white, each danced a white. And they checked the books full of prophecies, and the one king said, why, it's plain to me. You see, it means that a king is born who will save mankind on this blessed morn. Blessed morn. it says, on some old camels and some fancy tents, close down the house till the service free and the fleas are rolled into history. History. Tell 'em, Chris, well they rolled into history. Well, it was long ago in a foreign land when the Lord looked down, set to make a stand. So he sent his son, and he said through him, you know me, oh you know me. And then the angels came when they started singing, all it was the past, doesn't mean a thing. Then the star comes out, and the wise man said, hey show me, whoa show me. And so they followed it on the hills and sang until they found a child. Like it all was written as they left before the newborn king. The angels were singing, and their angels now. The one had come down to this child.
She showed no fear when all these strange things did appear. Perhaps in truth, she was asleep, and these were dreams, and hers to keep. But whether asleep or wide awake, we somehow know when we are safe. And before her child's mind could stray, another dream was sent her way.
Somewhere beyond where the light rarely goes, somewhere beyond where the dark barely breathes, somewhere this night where the dark only knows, she awaits ever patient. She awaits, rarely seen, but her moments are taken. For in the dead of the night, gathering light, Christmas dreams. I wanna wrap all my moments around her. I wanna watch as she glitters the night, floats her dreams in the air. People watch, children stare at these tears of capture. And the tear falls apart, a snow white hair, and it roots to the air where it lingers there. Then it falls through the air of the wind to the sky till it captures a dream and it's crystal light.
ago spilled out dreams, and would again, he hoped, and placing a coin in its slot, he bid her look inside, where shadows from the distant past could once more come alive. Was over. The child
I gotta get it for
that she had just
I gotta get it for
seen
Susan.
now reappeared and took her hand and led her to another dream. And every dream that herein sleeps has a child whose heart it keeps. And now, for someone else's sake, one by one, those dreams awake. program from a show that was long gone and pointed to the stage again, where the memories lingered on.
What child is this who lay to rest, that I now find here sleeping? Do angels keep the dreams we seek, while our hearts lie bleeding? And could this be Christ the King, whose every breath the angels bring? Could this be the face of God, His child, the Son I once carried?
most magical thing about this night, we will now reiterate, is no matter where you are in life, it never is too late.
Christmas time on a cold December morning, all is calm and the world is still asleep. Christmas lights that have been cut without warning gently glitter on stars to wish upon. All the world is at Christmas time and the year will soon be leaving, moved in time till it's just a memory. Christmas days, if we don't forget its meaning, days go quickly by, years they multiply, and we go searching for thee.
And it's good that we remember, just as soon as we've discovered that the things we do in life will always end up touching others. So from a distant fading star, somewhere shining in the night, we find a father far away, now reflecting in its light. So tell me, Christmas, are we wise to believe the things we never see? Our prayers just wishes in disguise, and all these wishes being granted me. For now I see the answering to every prayer I'll pray. She's coming home this Christmas Day. And so, over,
Oh, no.
and it's time to take our leave. But may God keep you and protect you on this and every Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas!
Thank you. So Greenville, how we doing so far? Awesome. Would you please turn around and say hello to our storyteller, the amazing Mr. Brian Hicks. We still got a ton of stuff to play for y'all. You ain't tired, are you? Before we start the second half of our show, we would like to do a couple things. First off, we would like to introduce you all to the singers in the band. Are you guys ready to meet the singer? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, this first young lady to my left, it's not her first tour with TSO, but it's her first tour with us here on TSO East, so it's her first time here in Greenville. So would you please welcome the amazing Miss Mariah Formica. Now, the rest of these 9 incredible vocalists, you are able to welcome back to Greenville, starting with from Dallas, Texas, Miss Kayla Reeves. Coming out of Nashville, Tennessee, Gabrielle Ray. Coming out of London, England, Miss Georgia Napolitano. Coming out of Hampton Roads, Virginia, it's Natalia Rose. Moving on to the guys here, coming out of Lincoln Park, New Jersey, Sir Russell Allen. This next gentleman here, born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina. Give it up for Zachary Stevens. Coming from Brinkville, Minnesota, Mr. John Brink. Coming all the way from the Netherlands, once again, Mr. Robin Borneman. Last but not least, from Asheville, North Carolina, it's Caleb Johnson. The TSO vocals, give it up loud, Greenville. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Next year, we are actually going to be hitting 30 years of Trans-Siberian Orchestra next year. Yep. It's crazy. I think about it. I was 10 when we started. No, but seriously, we wouldn't have made it past 30 days without all of you, the TSO fans. So we thank you for what is going to be 3 decades of Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Thank you so much. Another group of people we thank every day of our lives with TSO is each and every member, past, present, and future of our United States military. They protect our lives and our freedom. We acknowledge them every second of the day with TSO. Now today, we have 2 shows. Tomorrow, we have 2 shows. Sunday, we have 2 shows. This schedule's crazy. Almost every day left on this tour is like that. You see what's in this building. It's next to impossible to make this happen. It only does because of one reason. And that is because TSO has the greatest rock and roll road crew on the planet. So give every member of our crew a huge round of applause. They make this show happen every single day. We couldn't do it at all without them. And that includes Mr. Dave Whitman, our sound engineer. Yeah. Not only has he done every tour we've ever done, he's also recorded every single note we've ever done in the studio at TSO. Everybody say, hi, Dave! And it includes Mr. Brian Hartley, our lighting designer. He designs these crazy light shows now, I've seen for decades. Everybody say, hi, Brian! All right, you guys ready to have some fun? Are you ready to see what the greatest rock and roll road crew on the planet's assembled for the second half of our show? All right, check this out. So right now, we would like to introduce you all to the musicians that you see on stage. Are you ready to meet the band? Alrighty then. Well, something you may or you may not know, every single city we travel to with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, we get the opportunity to work with 7 of the most amazing local musicians in our string section. So these string players are from your own cities and towns, so give your own strings a huge round of applause. Conducting our strings today, tonight, and every show on this tour, it's Rowdy Chong! On the bass guitar, please welcome back Mr. Tony Dickinson. My partner in crime on the electric guitar, give it up for the one and only Mr. Joel Hoekstra. The man on the drums. The man on the drum! Every single TSO tour since the very first one back in 1999 from Horseheads, New York. Give it up for Mr. Jeff Plate! On keyboards, the very first time we came into the Carolinas with TSO was the year 2000. She became a member of the family then. She's been there ever since. Would you please welcome back the very beautiful and talented Miss Mian Kim? Last but not least, and speaking of beautiful and talented, this gentleman right here, he happens to be our musical director. He's our musical director! Also on keyboards, please welcome back Mr. Derek Whelan. My name is Chris Capri. We are the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Thank you. Of course, there would be no Trans-Siberian Orchestra without one really special band member, and that is our angel in heaven, the creator of TSO, our lyricist, composer, and producer, Mr. Paul O'Neill. Now, as I mentioned, we reached 30 years next year with TSO. This year happens to be the 25th anniversary of the Beethoven's Last Night CD. We are going to do a little medley of stuff from the Beethoven CD coming up really soon in this show, but Paul, you know, he was a fan of all kinds of music, and he absolutely loved the classical music, and he would always talk to us about people like Beethoven and Mozart and say how they were the rock and roll stars of their time and that their music and their art was timeless. And you know what? I agree, but as we reach year 30 with TSO, I believe, Paul, your music and art is pretty timeless itself. We're gonna bring up Miss Kayla Reeves now and do something special for Paul. This song he wrote, produced, and recorded over 30 years ago. This one's for you, boss. We miss you, we love you, and thank you.
Hey there, you, way out there in the distance. Can you hear me? Are you there? I know it's late, so please forgive my persistence. But I'm hanging. Do you care? So lay back, call off the attack. 'Cause if you look deep, dreams are nothing that I lack. And all I see is a final chance to speak. And I would let the whole thing keep if I could just sleep. Hey there, you, way out there, could after all these years that you've known me, and I'm not just wasting time. So lay back, call off the attack, 'cause if you look deep, dreams are nothing that I lack, and all I see is a final chance to speak, and I will let the whole thing keep. If I could just sleep. I feel unhappy, I feel so sad. I've lost the best friend I've ever had. He was my brother, I loved him so, but his such a thing could be. No one else would understand it. We would know the gods had planned it. And for such a night as this, that they gave memory. And we would live inside this night, within the dreams of candlelight. If we would bring this wish to life and spend this night could this moment last forever, and this dream our one endeavor? The stars would just enchant, and time would then agree. Every moment of tomorrow, from this evening we would borrow. If this wish the stars will grant and gently oversee, we would live inside this night, within the dreams of candlelight. If we would bring this wish to life and spend this night away.
for someone to believe that the ghosts we've hidden or left to die have now arisen and will arrive to say what has happened. Say what has happened. Say what has happened to me. And who thought that you'd be the one that I would have found you waiting, lost in this night until you arrived, but always too blind to see. This time, that I'd be the one you say. Now undisguised, the ghosts that survive will say what was meant to be. I never wanted to give my life away. Whoever thought it would matter anyway, wandering inside this, finding pieces of a life, never sure I'd ever know what it means. It's the strangers in your life that you never thought you'd meet. It's the hand that picks you up when you're laying in the street. It's the hand that cuts you down. It's the dream that someone shared when you thought that all was lost. It's the friend that wasn't there. You can't run from all the memories, but never get that far. For in the end they'll find you. For this is who you are. Change my mood, change my mind. Nothing's gonna be the same. Change my loss, change my cut. Everything is rearranged. Every act, cruel and kind, lost inside our memory. If you look there in time, you'll find it, find it, find it, find it, find it, find it. Me.
Thank you so much for a lovely day, Greenville. You guys have a great holiday season. A Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Please be safe. We will see you next time. We're the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Peace and